students. Today we will be discussing the topic that is motion. Okay, so we need to know few terms like rest and motion. Okay, so let us see what it is. A body is said to be at rest when its position does not change with respect to time. Okay, with a reference point. For example, if this is the reference point, okay, if this is the reference point A, okay, and the object is P, okay, with respect to this reference point, the position of P is as it is. As the time changes, its position does not change. So we say that this object P is at rest. Okay, whereas after some time, if the position of P is changing with reference to this reference point A, then we say that this object P is in motion. So let me repeat it. A body is said to be at rest when its position does not change with time with respect to a reference point. Whereas if the position of an object changes with respect to time with respect to a reference point, then we say that an object is in motion. Okay, so these terms, that is the rest and motion, are not absolute terms. They are relative terms. For example, if you want to say whether this line is a big or small, we can't decide, okay, until and unless we compare it with the other line. Suppose if I draw a larger line than this, I can say that this line is shorter line when compared to this line. Whereas if I draw a smaller line, this line becomes larger when compared to this line. Okay, so in the same way, the words motion and rest are relative to each other. Okay, for example, if we take an object under the tree, so let the object be A, okay, and another object be B. So if the position of A and B does not change as the time proceeds, we can say that both A and B are at rest with reference to this tree. Okay, but what happens is, after some time, this object B is moving. Okay, so now what can we say? Object B is in motion with respect to A. Okay, and this tree is the reference point. So whenever an object is in motion, the object can move in a straight line or it can move in a circular path. So let us see the types of motion depending upon the path. Okay, types of motion depending upon the different types of motion depending upon the path are: it could be a linear motion, or it can be a circulatory motion. Okay, so what is linear motion? Let us see. If the object is moving in a straight line, we say that the body is in linear motion. Linear motion is also known as translatory motion. Okay, whereas if a body is moving in a circular path, then we say that the body is in circulatory motion. Okay, and the objects can also exhibit rotatory motion. Okay, they can also exhibit rotatory motion, or they can also exhibit vibratory motion. So on the whole we can say that there are four types of motion, that is the linear motion, circulatory motion, rotatory motion and vibratory motion. Okay, so rotatory motion means we know that a body, if it takes a complete turn, we say that it is in rotatory motion, whereas vibratory motion is the motion where the body is simply oscillating, okay, in to and fro manner. So we call that motion as the vibratory motion. Okay, next let us see what is distance. Okay, so distance is nothing but the length of the path, covered by a body. Okay, the length of the path covered by a body, or the length of the path travelled by a body is called as distance. Okay, and the SI unit of distance is meters. Okay, and distance, it does not have any direction. Okay, so the physical quantities which do not have any direction but they have only the magnitude, such quantities are called as scalar quantities. For example, I can say the distance travelled by a body is 10 meters. That means it can be in north direction, it can be from the south direction, in any direction it could be. Okay, so such distances or such physical quantities which do not have the direction are called as scalar quantities. Okay, so distance is a scalar quantity. Okay, next coming to the displacement. Okay, displacement is nothing but it is the shortest distance, it is the shortest distance covered by a body, okay, in motion. Whichever a body is in motion, the shortest distance is called as displacement. For example, if a body is moving from A to B, so this is the initial position of the body and B is the final position of the body which it is coming to. Okay, so if an object is coming from A to B, this it shortest distance, this is called as displacement. Okay, whereas it can come in this way also. The body is moving from A to C, then C to B. So this is not the shortest distance. So this is called as distance. Whereas A to B is displacement because it is the shortest distance. Whereas AC to B is the distance. Okay, here let us see, when the object is moving from A to C, then C to B, the final destination is from A to B, whereas it is in the another way, it can move in this way from A directly to B. So if we are just only seeing the initial position and the final position, that gives us the displacement, whereas if we are totally seeing the path, that gives us the distance. Okay, so displacement is a vector quantity. Okay, a vector quantity is nothing but the physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction. Okay, that is called as a vector. So it is a vector quantity. It has both magnitude and direction. This is important. And the unit of displacement is Okay, generally we will be discussing about the SI units only. Here it is same as that of distance, that is nothing but meters. Okay, the unit is meter, whereas the CGS unit is centimeter. Okay. Next, let us see the difference between distance and displacement. Okay. So this, as we have defined that displacement is the shortest distance. Okay. So displacement can never be greater than the distance. It can be equal to or less than the distance. Displacement is always lesser or equal to the distance. Okay. And for example, if we consider a motion which is generally, if we consider a circular motion, if a body is starting from A, it is moving around and again coming to the same position. Okay, so we can say here the displacement is 0, but distance is not equal to 0. Distance is not 0. Here the displacement is 0 because the initial and the final positions are the same point, whereas if we see the distance, it has travelled all along this way. So here the distance is not 0. Okay, this is the major difference between distance and displacement. Okay, next, as we are saying that whenever a body is moving, okay, it takes some time to cover the distance. So the quantity which we get by dividing the distance with time is known as speed. So let us define what is speed. Speed is nothing but it is the distance travelled by an object in a small interval of time. So we can represent it as speed is equal to distance travelled by time taken. So let us see what is the SI unit of speed. Okay, we know that the SI unit of distance is meter and the time is second. So the SI unit of speed is nothing but meter per second. Okay. So what is speed? It is nothing but the distance travelled by an object in unit time. And speed is a scalar quantity. That means it has only the magnitude but it has no direction. Okay. So next let us see what is velocity. Velocity is nothing but it is the displacement covered by an object or a body in unit time. So we can say that velocity is nothing but displacement by time taken. Okay, this is what is velocity. So velocity is defined as nothing but the displacement covered by an object in unit time is called as velocity. So let us see the SI unit of velocity. Okay, the SI unit of displacement is nothing but meter, and the SI unit of time is second. So the SI unit of velocity is nothing but meter per second. Okay, so here what we need to know is that the units of speed and velocity are the same, but they differ from one another. Speed is a scalar quantity, whereas velocity is a vector quantity. Speed has only magnitude and it does not have the direction, whereas velocity has both magnitude and direction. Okay. Now, let us see the types of velocities. Okay. Whenever a body is in motion, we can define its average velocity, and instantaneous velocity. So what is the difference between that? Let us see here. Average velocity is nothing but it is the total distance traveled or total displacement by total time taken. That is called as average velocity. Whereas instantaneous velocity is nothing but the velocity at a particular instant of time. That is called as instantaneous velocity. Okay. So this is the types of velocities. Yeah, let us see what is a graph, how is it is drawn. Let us see here. Okay, a graph is nothing but graphs of motion. All this already you have learned this in 8th class. Okay, a graph is a powerful tool to represent the information. Okay, a graph consists of two lines perpendicular to each other. Okay, the horizontal line from left to right, okay, is generally called as the x-axis. Okay, whereas the vertical line perpendicular to x-axis is called as the y-axis. Okay, this is the x-axis, whereas this is the y-axis. Okay, these two lines meet at a particular point. This point is called as origin. Okay, and whenever we are drawing the graph, we need to choose the quantities. Okay, generally on the x-axis we will be plotting the independent quantities. Independent quantities are plotted on x-axis. whereas dependent quantities are plotted on y-axis. Okay, this is what is a graph. So we can draw the graph of a motion by taking time on the x-axis and distance on the y-axis. Okay, so let us see how the nature of the graphs can be and what information we can obtain from the graphs. Let us see here. Okay, so whenever a graph is plotted by taking the distance on the y-axis and time on the x-axis, okay, suppose if the graph is a straight line, we can say that it is a uniform motion. Okay, and the slope of the graph or the slope of the line gives us, the slope is nothing but s2 minus s1 by t2 minus t1. These are nothing but two different distances traveled or displacement by the time interval. Okay, if the graph obtained is a straight line, we say that it is a uniform motion. Whereas if the graph is not a straight line, okay, if it is not a straight line, okay, it is non-uniform motion. Okay, it is, the graph is not a straight line. So this is the information which we can obtain just by seeing the graph. Okay, so let us know what is uniform motion. A body is said to be in uniform motion if it covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. Okay, let us write here. A body is said to be in uniform motion if it covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. Okay. Whereas if a body covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, then we call it as non-uniform motion. Okay, so non-uniform motion is nothing but unequal distances covered in equal intervals of time. So what it is, let us see here. For example, a body is traveling, okay, traveling, and here the time intervals are for every 2 minutes we are checking it. Okay, so for every 2 minutes we will be checking the distance covered by the body. Okay, for the first, second 2 minutes, then at the 4th minute, then at the 6th minute, then at the 8th minute, then at the 10th minute we are going to note down the distance traveled by the body. Okay, if the body is covering, for example, if it is covering 1 meter in 2 minutes, okay, or again and in another next 2 minutes it is covering the same distance, that is 1 meter only. Okay, in another 2 minutes it is covering same distance, that is 1 meter only. So we say that the body is moving with uniform speed or uniform velocity. Okay, such type of motion is known as uniform motion. Okay, whereas if a body is traveling, again here also we are taking the same time intervals, that is at the 2nd minute, at the 4th minute, at the 6th minute, at the 8th minute, we are going to record the distances. Okay, for example, here for the first 2 minutes, if a body is covering 2 meters, okay, in the next 2 minutes it is covering only 1 meter. Now at the end of the 6th minute it is covering only 1.5 meter. Okay, that means here the time interval is same, whereas the distance covered is different. For the first 2 minutes it has covered 2 meters of distance. In the next 2 minutes it has only travelled 1 meter. In the next 2 minutes it has travelled only 1.5 meter. Like that. Here for equal intervals of time the distance is different. So we say that such a body is moving with non-uniform velocity. Okay, and that type of motion is known as non-uniform motion. Okay, so whenever a body is moving in non-uniform motion, okay, that means what? Its velocities keep on changing. It is not moving with uniform velocity. That means its velocity is changing. So the change in velocity is known as acceleration. Acceleration is nothing but the change in velocity by the time taken. Okay, is called as acceleration. Okay, so we can say that acceleration is nothing but final velocity minus initial velocity by the time taken. Okay, acceleration is also a vector quantity. Okay, and let us see the SI unit of acceleration. SI unit of acceleration is nothing but, we know that the unit of velocity is nothing but meters per second by time. So it is nothing but meter per second square. Okay, meter per second square. This is the unit of acceleration. Okay, so what happens is, whenever a body is in motion, and that too in non-uniform motion, its velocity is changing. Sometimes the initial velocity can be more, or sometimes the final velocity can be more. Okay, if the initial velocity is more than the final velocity, what happens? That means we say that the body is moving with deceleration. If the final velocity is lesser than the initial velocity, then we say that the body is decelerating, or we can also call it as retardation or negative acceleration. Okay, next let us see what is circular motion. Okay. Circular motion is nothing but if the path of the body is a circle. Okay, if the body is moving in a circular path, we call that the motion is circular motion. Okay, here the circular motion is a special type of motion because its velocity continuously changes. Let us see how is it changing. Okay, if we trace, these are the smaller parts of the circular motion. Okay, so this is how the velocity of the body is changing. Okay, and the direction of the velocity is nothing but a tangent drawn to the circular path. So in the circular motion, the velocity, the direction of velocity, the direction of velocity changes continuously. Hence, circular motion, as the velocity is changing, okay, the value might be the same, but the direction is changing. Even if the direction changes, we say that the velocity has changed. Because the velocity is changing, we say that it is an accelerated motion. Hence, circular motion is an accelerated